What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to kind of share with you some recipes that I've really been loving. All these meals are super easy to meal prep. I personally like to meal prep them on the weekends so that on the weekdays when I really don't feel like spending an hour in the kitchen, I can just whip these together in as little as 5 minutes to maybe even 20 minutes. Another thing I kind of like about meal prep in general is it's kind of like doing something nice for your future self, which I've never really looked at it that way. It feels so much more wholesome when I'm doing it. So if anything, if you walk out with anything from this video, just think of meal prep as a way to express love and be kind to yourself, not as something that you have to do. So happy you're here. And we're just gonna hop right into it. The first one that we're gonna be making is kimbap, and it's actually one of my favorite things to make. I am a big K-drama fan, and in almost every K-drama I watch, kimbap is always in there. So every time I make it, it always feels like I'm that much closer to manifesting myself a K-drama reality, even though, you know, it probably won't happen, but I like to put it out there, you know. For this recipe, I'm using tofu, but feel free to use whatever meat you prefer or whatever other kinds of fillings. I personally opted for the tofu along with some spinach, carrots, cucumber, and some sprouts that I had just sitting in my fridge that I needed to use up. But yeah, it's all pretty simple. I feel like the only hard part of making kimbap is the rolling process, and I definitely made a mistake on a couple, but we're not perfect. It's okay. What matters is that it tastes great, and yeah.
Just gotta stay classy, even when the fuck gets a little crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so the next recipe we'll be making are these black bean and mushroom meatballs, and I've actually tried making vegan vegetarian meatballs in the past, and they've been good, but they've never been like that good. So I feel like I finally nailed the recipe when it comes to making good vegan meatballs. And all I did was I sauteed the mushrooms and the black beans in some olive oil, and then I blended up the walnuts until they were a fine consistency, and then I just added the black beans and the mushrooms to the blender and blended it all until it was combined. Transferred it to a bowl, then added the spices and the rest of the ingredients. I let it sit for around 30 minutes. Then I baked them in the oven for around 20 minutes at 400, and then I put them on the subs. So I layered the subs with some marinara sauce, the meatballs, some vegan mozzarella, which you can get at the store or you can make at home if you would like. And I topped with basil, and then I cooked them for around 20 minutes in the oven until they were crispy. Highly recommend. Okay, and this final recipe is my family's favorite, and it's the sweet potato and black bean enchiladas. And I actually found this recipe on Instagram, and I've been making it ever since for almost over a month now, and it literally hits every single time. All I did was I roasted some bell peppers and sweet potato with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. And then to make the enchilada sauce, I added some olive oil, and then for spices, I did chili powder, cumin, paprika, garlic powder, and some salt and pepper, and a dash of cinnamon. And then I also added 3 tablespoons of flour to thicken up the sauce, and some 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and 2 cups of veggie broth, but you can add water if you would like. And then I let that sit until it became thick and everything was absorbed. And in the meantime, when the sweet potatoes and the bell pepper were done cooking, I added that to a bowl with the black beans and some coconut milk. I wasn't sure what the coconut milk did, but I think it honestly just added a lot of flavor to the enchiladas. And then once the sauce was done, I assembled them by just adding the filling into each tortilla, rolling it up, and then adding it to the pan with the enchilada sauce. This is honestly the trickiest part, is just getting the enchiladas to stay together and not completely fall apart. But you know, you live and you learn. I've made this a lot of times now, so I feel like I'm pretty much nailing it down. But after you do this, after you add the rest of the sauce on top, I love adding this Violife vegan cheese. It's like their Mexican cheese version, and it's actually really good. I'm surprised it melts so well for being vegan cheese, but I highly recommend that brand if you've never tried them before. And yeah, you just pop it in the oven at 425 for around 25 minutes, and you're ready to serve. I love having it with some chips and guac, but yeah. Okay, so that kind of wraps it up for all of the recipes I wanted to share with you guys today. It was really fun. So if you guys have any recommendations, if you want to see like a lunch edition, a breakfast edition, or like a meal prep with me edition, definitely let me know, and I'll be sure to put that in my list of ideas for things I can make in the future. All that being said, if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'm so happy you guys are here, and I just want you guys to know I love and appreciate you
so much.
And I'm sending you guys a lot of love and good vibes, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!